Ladies and gentlemen, Discord users of all ages, gays, days, and don't swing either ways, Catholics, Anglicans, Canadians, put your lips together for an unforgettable entertainment experience. I'm your claw marks on your skin, the Banana Bread Guy. Now let's see what skull-riveting adventures are in store for us today on Pastry Streams. We're playing Minecraft. This is Feed the Beast Pyramid Reborn. It is, yes, very possibly one of the most mid mod packs that Feed the Beast has ever put out. Like, literally, if you go if you go looking through the, like, sorted by popularity list, this is almost dead center, a little on the lower side. It's also, like, one of the few progression mod packs that I've actually completed. And just one of the the creeper button is a sponsored feature. It's it lets you, like, purchase from their server host that they advertise. I wanted to feed the beasts. So, like, I consider this my favorite mod pack, somewhat ironically. I wish. I thought I would explode, maybe. I wish. I made a little test world before. I'm going to start this world. The history behind it is that it's like a sort of recreation, of the original Feed the Beast pack, which featured a big pyramid like the one over there. I'm going to get right into the progress of things. There's these 16 different quests, which are just items that you submit. We'll get into explaining the progression of it, but for the most part, it is a skyblock. That's the most of it. It's a modded skyblock. There's a couple goodies here. I'm going to start off with. Put some in there in case I fall, and for that matter, the rest of these things, because I'm not using them. I was watching just a little bit the past few days before doing this. I was watching a playthrough of a mod pack, Big Kid. And it had the actual storyteller mod, which is I'm not sure how loud it's coming up on the stream. I can adjust that if it is truly obscene. This is always going to be slow. Fortunately, I don't think we have to go up and down between the... Actually, I say that we are going to have to go out there. Okay. Yeah. Is the microphone too quiet then? That might be an issue. I'm not sure. Here. Alright, let's see. Ear canaling, earlobing. Earlobing sounds like it would, like, just the way that it sounds like it would be, like, a good stand-in for that, aside from the fact that it does, that those do not actually have anything to do with the sensory properties of ears. Just earballing it. Okay, that sound more reasonable. Now I'm going to go ahead and vein mine the platform that we're on for the cobblestone. There. Replace that with wood. So I'm going to make a manual cobblestone generator, but like the cool kind of manual cobblestone generator. It has a, you can make an automatic one here that produces cobblestone without any input, but it will consume both the lava and water that you have, but you can get more water pretty easily. The lava part is a bit trickier. Yes. Actually, wait, hold on. Let me get that back. Fabled Minecraft idle game. Idle. Voila, that should be good. Hello, Tamimi. I am playing Minecraft. It is modified. The yeah, I'm playing a modded Minecraft Skyblock pack. There. Okay. It does not have the mod that lets you break only one slab. I think we want that there. Yes. Yes, it's good. I'm doing some wizardry. I'm doing some building. I play an MC Idle game called Cobblestone Clicker on the old iPod Touch 5th Gen. It was a PWA before they named those that. I don't know what that stands for. I have definitely played, how you say, my fair share of Minecraft knockoffs and like kind of spin-offs, knockoff spin-offs. Progressive web app. Okay, okay. So like an Electron app. Same idea. Okay, so now these are all cobblestone slabs, which are considered distinct from cobblestone blocks. That will be relevant for me. The lava there. There. And the lava stays there, perfectly fine. Now, I'm going to stand off the platform just in case, but there. Same line of cobblestone. And that's 8 at a time. Very quick, thanks to these balanced clay tools. So now, I suppose I'll start building to the bridge. Strictly speaking, you don't need to actually use the, go to the pyramid at all, funnily enough. Right. Okay, maybe you do for some tasks. But for the most part, you don't really need to. However, I'm going to do it for the dramatic effect. Somewhere in between actual speed bridging and, like, placing like this, going diagonally seems to make you go just a little bit faster. Maybe there. So here it has all the quests. There's the quest chest here for the rewards. Torch? No, we do not have a torch. That's fine. You know what? I will make a sword just in case mobs spawn on here while I'm away. Now. You. The first quest is the basic drawer, which is it's just wood, so very simple. Switch back over there. Then it's not there. Wait. The quests are placed in such an unintuitive way here. Like the first quest is way back here. So that, put it there. Quest is finished. And you get some rewards. Sure. One of each of these materials. Now in the original pack, in the original Feed the Beast pack, how it would work is similarly, yes, stocks. Similarly, you would get a single one of these materials. He's buried, he's in the bottom of the pyramid, is his tomb. Sorry, I forgot. So when does Mr. Beast show up? He's buried at the bottom of the pyramid. Okay. So yes, in the original Feed the Beast pack, it was that there was the equivalent exchange mod, which would allow you to... 1 minute. Hold on a minute, I have to go take care of the dog. back. Sorry about that, you know how it is. Does the doggy hello from us? I will next time. I'm not sure if if the where I put him will sufficiently satisfy him. I might be taking care of him again soon. We'll see. Yes, the original Feed the Beast pack would, you know, have you do the quests, get a single one of the resource, and then you would use the equivalent exchange mod to effectively duplicate more of that resource for a price. But this time, in this pack, they use this new block, the resource generator, which basically accomplishes the same thing, but using power, like electricity. So, take that. Probably put another platform out there for... Put that down. We're gonna need some sticks, these things. Like whatever. So we make an item frame, which the recipe has been changed in order to facilitate this. That's how you decide which item you want to generate with it. And then... right, this. We're gonna need some more wood. Oh, wow, that was a big one. Okay. We're probably gonna need those apples to eat. Interestingly, this pack does not have, like, any food mods at all. Almost none. Actually, Additions adds a couple things. You can see here the item list, but oh, hello Marito. Welcome to the stream. Do not fret, I was not disturbed by your absence or yeah. We have the pack running, everything has been great. Dog is only interested of one. Oh, dog time. Yes. The feast. Cooking up some charcoal. I'm gonna need to wait for that to cook. But actually, that's enough. So... Okay, so the way this CBEC generator works is that it generates power depending on, it generates power by having furnaces running adjacent to it, so it takes the heat from that and turns into power, and then that powers the resource generator, which will generate items. Let's see, I think we only need one more iron for now. You always need to keep at least one of them, so that you can duplicate it more. Let's see. We're going to make this the survival generator, which, yes, only requires one iron ingot. And that gives me a couple redstone. It just spits it out the top normally, but you can put a chest on top and it'll deposit it in there in a orderly fashion. That means these are done running. This generator is so inefficient that we are not going to be using it anymore. It's also really slow. This is also really slow. It generates plenty of power and it's really cheap to make. And I think it's at least marginally faster than the CBEC generator. So with that, I'm going to start work on the second quest, which is for a proper furnace generator. We're going to need a bit more iron for that. 9 to be precise. Yes, absolutely. It's more compact too. It is more compact. I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to make a second one of these. Because it is very slow, and these are very cheap. Put one of those in there. I'll be burning for 13 minutes. Now we're mostly going to be cooking iron in here. Another thing we should do, I should build I'm going to need a mob farm, a mob spawning platform. Of some kind. That is just going to be a platform 20-something blocks out yonder, so that's far enough away so that mobs will start spawning. I'm making some torches too while I'm at it, speaking of mobs spawning. Voila. Give me a bit more cobblestone. Doesn't take too long. Easy, breezy, beautiful. Actually, wait, hold on. I'm an idiot. Gonna want to build these on the bottom slabs, so that mobs don't spawn on them. I'll pretend that was 5, 6, 7, 8. That's good, that's good. Okay. Gonna expand this out. Considerable margin. Absolutely going to need more slabs. By the way, there is a wonderful mod that most packs have, where you can take slabs and you can turn them back into their block counterpart. So if you make too many, then you can just get the blocks back. This pack does not have that. Slabs are stuck where they are. I'm going to make pillars one as well. Right. I mean, there's a reason this is the most middle-rated pack of all time. It's 9. Being stupid. Forget. I think this is big enough. I think there's a portable crafting table that we can make so we don't have to keep sprinting back there. I'm gonna do that. Get some convenience up in here. There. The sprite is atrocious, but it's very useful. Actually, Additions, I'm going to go ahead and target this for a bit. Actually, Additions has some, like, not great sprite work a lot of the time, and it used to make me so mad that it was such a popular mod when the sprites just did not look great. The Emerald Armor's Butter Sword is where? The golden armor, not golden, the emerald armor, you can see that, like, they use different shades of green for the helmet and boots and the chest and leggings. It's more visible in the item list. And that infuriated me. I think it was also the wrong color, iron, that's probably enough. I think it was also the wrong color, when you actually wear it as well. How'd they do Dar? Duar? 5 colored. Yep, thank you for the manual. So that, no matter how dark it gets, it's not going to spawn any mobs because they're bottom slabs, like the bottom half slabs. We want a floor here. Yes. Voila. And now that I've placed those full blocks here, there are probably going to be some mobs on top of there when I get back. Oh well. Actually, hold on. If there's skeletons there, I absolutely do not want to deal with skeletons. Let me make a shield. It's going to stack up on a bunch more stone. I'm always, like, shocked. Not exactly shocked. I'm surprised by how much building material it actually takes to build anything. Like, back in my day, a stack of anything was a lot, except absolutely not. It very much depends on what you're using. It just feels like it's a crime that anything should take more than a stack of anything to build that isn't like mega builds. I'm gonna make this. More slabs. A stack of cobblestone versus a queue of cobblestone. Versus a... I built that wrong. Versus a hash map of cobblestone versus a tree of cobblestone versus an array of cobblestone versus a heap of cobblestone versus a graph of cobblestone. Yeah. We make these slabs so that we can still see into here. But it is totally dark in there. If I use the overlay, there's an overlay, right? There. It says that it's totally dark in there. It's barely legible, but it is. I don't like how narrow that is. Really don't want to fall off because there's a lot of skyblock packs and just a lot of packs in general will have a wonderful handy little mod that makes it so that when you die, instead of your items just falling everywhere, they could put in like a gravestone block that you can, like, they're safely stored and you can pick them up later at whatever pace you want. This pack does not have that, characteristically. Goes in there. I honestly do not need this quest book. All it does is open the quest menu that is up there. Got some mobs in there already. Barely visible. I see a creeper. Yes. Oh yes, I wanted to get some of this cursed earth, which spawns mobs very rapidly. Oh, sick. Carrot. The mob spawner. If I put there. It's a bit smaller than I meant for it to be. But it will spawn plenty of mobs for us. Let me widen that bridge while I am at it. Wonderful. Later we can make some spikes and other such things that will automate the process of killing mobs, but for now, just having this stuff is useful. Also, these carrots, as well as being, you can just farm them, completely gratuitously, you can also generate them with the resource generator like we've been with the iron and redstone. Which is totally unnecessary. There's already mods for automatically farming stuff, but I will definitely take it. It helps in the early game. Let's see. Yes, the furnace generator, for which we needed about 7 iron. We now have plenty more than that. Do some microcrafting, and voila, I have a variance generator, which usually what I would do is I would like barely scrape together enough iron and redstone to make a furnace generator, and then I'd replace the survival generators I have with those, and then use the furnace generator to generate the rest, because it does the same thing as the survival generator, is just a lot faster. And I'm still going to do that, because I've basically already done that. I just need to make the another furnace. Like that. And then we get to hop, skip, and jump along to the quest thing again. Look at that, it's conveniently marked with this, that biomass icon, so that you can see as the one that is the furnace generator, the second quest that you need to do. How convenient, how well designed, excellent job. The goop. Actually, I think that's meant to be like an input face, and that's why that's there, not just like as a indicator. Video game goo. So I submit that. And you get that stuff. Hooray. The appetite that we got here, the appetite is actually pretty useful because you can use it to make fertilizer, which is basically just bone meal, except you don't have to kill skeletons for it. You can just get it pretty much straight from the resource generator. Sand can also be generated there. The rest of that stuff we can do we can, I forgot where I was going with that sentence, never mind. While we're at it, since we're running out of space here, I'm going to make a messed up and evil large chest appetite. So boom. Boom. The Actually Edition small storage crate, which does not look all that great, but it stores a ton of items. Very useful for us. That's like, it's over 4 double chests large, which it takes 4 not 4 double chests, it's 4 chests large, more than the actual amount of chests that it has, and it's not even the smallest, or it's not even the largest one that they have. It's like there's 2 larger ones. Those, just making a bunch of those will definitely take care of storage for the early game. It didn't even drop anything. Thanks. Okay. Let's see, I think the next quest that I want to do, in theory, the next one in the sequence is the greenhouse fan, but I think I'm going to go with the pressure chamber valve, because that's more useful. It gives us glowstone, nether quartz, black quartz from Actually Editions, which is useful for making a bunch of stuff from that mod, and also the pressure chamber stuff from Pneumaticraft. The pressure chamber is pretty useful. Okay, it's useful for like one thing, which is right here, that it lets you turn coal into diamonds, which, like, it's a very poor exchange rate. You need a lot of coal to make not a lot of diamonds. You need a lot of pressure. So it's not a reliable way to continuously generate diamonds, but the diamonds can the diamonds can then be generated in the resource generator. So that means that you unlock diamonds early, because normally you're supposed to finish this quest in order to get access to diamonds. I did a particular run of this pack wherein I tried to beat it in... I tried to beat the last quest while doing as few of the quests as possible. Free diamonds, only 72 coal. Yep. While doing as few of the quests as possible. I believe through various exploits / sequence breaks, I got it down to like only 8 out of the 16 quests complete. Some of them are like expressly not necessary, like you're the programmer, which gives you a bunch of equipment. It's all useful equipment to have, but it's not materials that you need to progress. Or Material Stonework Factory, which is the same thing, Angel Ring, Unbreakable Wand. Or the Tectonic Petroleum quest, which gives you a big energy cell and Black Lotuses. None of those are materials that you need. But there's some that were supposed to be necessary for progression that I just managed to skip. So, pressure chamber valve. For that we need compressed iron, which is made by exploding iron, which we will need that that gunpowder for then. Yes. I'd really quite like to get... Wait, there is one thing I can think of that we can do. I'm gonna get some more building blocks. So out of all of these quests, none of them, especially not the early game ones, but none of them can give you gold ingots, because you're supposed to get those from the nether. Okay. So let's see if this portal ends up being impossibly loud again. No? Okay. So I'm gonna do the same thing as last time. Not too bad? Okay. 5, 6, 7... To my knowledge, the only thing that the only things that spawn in the nether are like zombie pigmen, at least like naturally, and in this version. So I'm going to make a kind of reduced, an incomplete version of the previous farm, because we don't need to worry about as much about like containing stuff. That, and also it's not going to we're not going to be here for like we're not going to be needing mob drops from here for that long. We just need enough to get 1 golden ingot so that we can duplicate it. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think that's 9 by 9 by another one of those wands. I could make an iron one, because I have plenty of iron, if I had it on hand, which I do not. And I need more slabs. Actually, hey, one thing that we don't need to make here is a roof, which should make it significantly easier. Because we don't need to block anything. It's always dark in the nether, so we don't need to block out the sun. And also, I guess there's ghasts. Ghasts can spawn sometimes, which I suppose we would prefer to contain. No, I said I was going to make a reduced version of this. That's good. So now, if we just walk over here, and zombies are going to spawn, right? Zombie victim, right? Right. Right. Yeah, that'll probably take a while. In the meantime, actually, I say, oh, hello. Pretty good results. Let's tread carefully here. Thing is just so unnerving. Okay, so I'm not sure how much of an advantage I'm at here. Oh, there goes that. Okay. Violence, indeed. But necessary violence. Necessary for progress. Should build a ladder or like some elevators. Does anybody know if we have creepers? No. That is a skeleton. That is not a skeleton. I guess one advantage is that the cursed earth, it spawns, oh man, it spawns mobs regardless of distance. So if I'm going right here, it's going to spawn one right in front of me. Right. 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 Okay, yeah, I'm gonna go make something and try to automate killing that. Do we have horizontal vector? No. We can make that. And pick this up. I have a plan on how to smelt some stuff faster. And it's going to take some more smelting first, actually. That pack, I need that stack there, this stack here. And now we're going to be waiting 80 seconds for that to work. Okay. We can at least do the spikes part. Iron spikes. We can also make some out of cobblestone. I'm just going to do it the iron way though. Oh, wait. That one I'm going to need more for. I'm just going to make the stone ones for now. I tend to be such a cheapskate when I'm playing Minecraft, even when I'm in packs like this where resources are practically infinite. I'm always like, oh, but which one's the way that I can get the most out of my stuff? Like, it doesn't matter how much you get out of your stuff. There's enough. Yeah. A sweet bow. Make some more of those carrots. Actually, I can make some more of those carrots because I'm not using the resource generator for anything. Hooray. Those are done. That's done. Like that. That here. That here. And this, I forgot what it was we were trying to smelt. Right. We need smooth stone for the mob fan. So that is, as you can see, much faster than the standard furnace, and well, it runs on RF power, but to be fair, we're making our RF power out of coal anyway, so it's good. Now we just clear this out. Does the mob fan only go in a single line? I believe so. Well, actually, so it goes that much. I think I want to have them here instead. Wizard. So now I just make some. Oh, that's what it's from. Okay, I thought that the fan blocks were being considered transparent, so they weren't. So it was letting light in. It was just the hole that I left. Let's turn that on. Does that go far enough? Not quite, but that's close enough to good enough. There are upgrades you can make for it. Here. The distance modifier, which will make it push farther. For now, that should be good. There. Perfect. Creepers are actually just what we needed for the gunpowder that it did not drop. Cool. Thanks. That should just start killing stuff and, yep, leaving it around for us to pick up later. Us being me. Anything else? That's right. It has this this claim to chunks button that lets you like click on parts of the world and it will claim it as your own. Which normally that's only useful in multiplayer. It means that other people can't modify it. Like they can't break blocks or anything if you claim a chunk. However, it also makes it so that other mobs and like explosions also, like TNT explosions, even if they're not strictly speaking caused by a mob, can't break anything, which is useful. Good, we're still going. Yes, we are. I plan on going to like 5:30 or 6, because Savannah, I believe, is still having it is her stream today. Stream tomorrow. Okay, cool. Friday stream, 6:30. Okay, cool, means I can still catch a decent amount of it at least. Yes, absolutely. What was I doing? Yes, TNT. We all have a date with Savannah on Fridays. Yeah. I haven't been sticking around. I haven't been dropping in on the on you other guys' streams. Probably should be. That would be nice. I managed to gather together enough time today to stream on my own, so should be able to make that work. Okay, so that. Need some flint and steel. And by the way, charcoal can also be generated by the resource generator using just power. So you can very easily have a generator running on charcoal, powering a resource generator, generating charcoal, and feeding it back into the furnace. And it makes more than it consumes. So that's just easy, endless charcoal, which easy, automatic, endless resources is very characteristic for modded Skyblock. Where was I? Yes, flint and steel. Can you pump your voice up a bit? Okay, understood. Can I... Does that sound correct? Okay. I did it in a bit of a weird roundabout way. Like I found the actual normal option for changing the volume after I use an audio filter. That's not important though. What's important is getting flint. Can I get flint through crafting? Yes, I can. Get some of that. Yeah. Easy flint. Voila. Okay. So now, because all of this is chunk claimed, I should be able to... Actually, I need to generate more iron. That's what I need to do. Because I need to check how much we need for the quest. So we're going to... What version of Minecraft? It's 1.12, 1.12.2. So more modern than what you stream, but still considered very old by everyone else. Not by me, though. I love 1.12. Gotta be one of my favorite versions for modding. Maybe a little. Okay. Iron. Compressed iron. Compressed iron, we need to make... I'm just going to make the valve, wherever that is. So we need 1, 2, plus... pressure chamber valve. Okay, so, yeah. 2 for the tube, and then 8 for the walls. Yeah, 1.8.9 is my limit. I've always thought trying new Minecraft for the first time would be an amusing stream, but I'm an old person, so it would probably end in disaster. Yeah, I think 1.7 was around when I started playing, or at least, like, when I first got Minecraft. That's the version that I did my first real playthrough on. Growing up with... that's when I started doing modded too. Growing up with such old packs as Feed the Beast Light 3. So I think, statistically, I should be able to just... Yeah, I've had the same thought about a confused Minecraft stream. Yeah, I have played the newer versions because I'm a young person. You know, I've watched all sorts of videos about it. I've played it myself, enjoyed the new spiffy textures. The trick is I never get actually upset in my streams. I just get funny upset. I would observe so. Or I don't know. I haven't watched to know how true that is. You'll find out tomorrow. Tried to raise my shield, and... Yeah. Okay, so... So because it was chunk claimed that didn't actually blow up any of my base, we have... this... Wow. Oh, it did blow up the item frame, though. Iron, glass, there. Pressure chamber wall, valve. Voila. I'm not going to be using the pressure chamber right now. I could use it for that little progress cheese, but I won't for now. Is it here? No. Remarkably intuitively, Okay, I guess it is kind of intuitive. It's that the quest progression is going this way. Okay. There. Pressure chamber valve. I just go, this expletive ain't nothing to me, man, and then I do Oni Island without even thinking about it. Amused me greatly when Triss was like, you're getting through this very quickly. Get my stuff. Sorry, I failed to process all of what that said. It kind of bounced off my smooth skull. Try to reinterpret that while I go pick up the mob drops here. Tiny zombie noises. I'll give you some more tiny zombie noises. I can't tell if the all caps is an expression of pain or joy. But I'll do more. I got another carrot. Remarkable. Okay, reinterpreting your message. Define to do Oni Island. I'm not aware of this, of all the meaning of what you said. Oh, okay. Right, I wasn't there because my YouTube wasn't letting me watch the stream. Now do Onis because I'm taken. Tragic YouTube keeping a black man down. Truly. So that gave us glowstone, nether quartz, black quartz. Suppose one thing I can do very quickly, relatively quickly, I can these. That's a surprise tool that'll help us later. This is wild, also seeing all this Minecraft stuff I don't recognize, but it looks like stuff I do. Bring me back to my Tech-It Light days. Interesting. Is that a spider? Maybe. It's dead. Either way. I always get so overwhelmed with Minecraft mods. I guess not so much overwhelmed. There's so much to think about, and I love thinking about every bit of it. I love mapping out stuff. I'm a simple woman. I make the cobblestone pickaxe, and then I make the iron pickaxe. And then you never use the iron pickaxe for mining anything but diamonds, and you never use the diamond pickaxe to mine anything but obsidian, even though you only mine like 14 pieces of obsidian throughout your entire playthrough. That's the strat. Tech-It Light definitely had a learning curve to it, same as any other tech mod pack, but it was a lot simpler than others of its kind. I think of Greg Tech packs. My younger brother, unironically plays Greg Tech New Horizons. It is woof. I remember Tech-It Classic with friends back when it was just Tech-It, and I was interested in all I was interested in was wireless redstone. Yeah. Strictly speaking, I don't need to be reading all of these out loud. No reason not to, but actually, yes, reason not to. But not important. This thing holds 62 million RF in it, which has this powered crafting table, which is like has been kind of annoying because I don't use it that much. So like when I set up when I set it up to have power going into it, it's just constantly sucking power and not really using it on anything. Okay. What I want to do is not enough. I need more iron. There, that's good. That is just barely enough. Here. Use this to craft another one of those resource generators. It also uses like a bit of power, and then it says the recipe difficulty has been increased. 52 million somethings. That's what FE stands for. Something. So now, I can frankly just break that because it's not that much power. We're not going to be wasting it. Recipe difficulty. Oh yes, forgot to explain that. So it's that it takes more power the more times that you craft it. So like the first resource generator you craft will only take 1,000 RF. The next one will take 10 times as much, and so on and so forth. At least up to tier 4, it caps out at 1 million. Like by the time you're actually using that many resource generators, that isn't that hard to achieve. Power. Going to put another resource generator here. No, I'm not going to put it there. Here. Generator here. Time frame here. So we set this one to charcoal. And set that to anything else. So just Bruh. I suppose we can just use another chest there for now. So now I want a way to get that into there. Snoopy versus the Red Baron. Sounds fascinating. I guess this kids fight combat game's so fun. Interesting how that happens. Random smatterings of what was I gonna say? Smatterings that it's unironically really fun. It is really really neat when really funny when things that have no right to be that high quality wind up being so. PS2 and for the PS2 and PSP. Interesting. Why am I looking at that? I want to make... Could I make... that needs lead. Anything else I could use? It's a bunch of flight missions where you upgrade your plane and do missions, blowing up other planes and boats, protecting blimps driven by the other Peanuts kids. Sounds interesting. Maybe, like, because it's a kids game, they decided to, like, sort of deviate more from the actual realism that I feel a lot of, that I reckon, I'm guessing, a lot of, flight combat games would aim for. But then, like, also not quite a fantasy flight game, fantasy type game where they're trying to... The sentence is going nowhere, and by going nowhere I mean it hit a brick wall. I shall simply stop speaking. That there. A little bit of stuff in there. Yeah, no, it's super toony. Your secondary weapons are all potato guns and water balloons, but you are really nuking battleships and stuff. That is hilarious. What's that? It's probably good. What am I trying to... Right, okay. I'm going to say this out loud, because for the past however many minutes I've been futzing around with stuff without actually explaining what I'm doing. And also, like, failing to keep focus on it because of such. So, I'm going to make the transfer node, which needs these transfer pipes, which I need anyway, which is going to need a bit of stone. Precisely 5. I'm going to need 5 smooth stone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm just going to need more of that. You can just toss all of that in there, frankly. One of the missions has you on the first island, or one of the missions on the first island has you infiltrating the Red Baron's island base with Peppermint Patty and Linus. I think as logistical support to get back Charlie Brown, who got taken as a prisoner of war. It's wild. That does sound wild. Sounds quite interesting. Can't believe the peanuts canonically served in World War I. Yeah. Transfer node, transfer node, transfer node, transfer node. This, that, this. Chest. Redstone. Where am I? Chest. That is not a chest. It's so real, they all get military uniforms too. Boom, boom. You don't want it transferring into there. Let's see if I can just... There. There. And... Okay. So that will now go... Yeah, it gets transferred into the generator, and it makes a loop. So that'll just provide us with some power. Actually... Battle for Bikini Bottom of the Peanuts world. I made this tiny chest, mini chest. It's adorable. It stores 1 item slot. It's useful for here because I only want a relatively small buffer of charcoal. I don't need to have it storing up a whole bunch of charcoal. So now... we'll start doing other things. Like... only small. He's only small. He's only small. I suppose we can do the greenhouse fan is not strictly necessary for progress. And over here. How much? The items are probably despawning from me not paying not paying attention to it. I should probably make something to go to the park now. Okay, bye Tomimi, thank you for stopping by. Sticking around. Right. You can make that. Okay. So let's look at the greenhouse fan. Greenhouse fan is from the forestry mod, which is a real oldie of Minecraft modding, and it shows, like, compared to other mods. Gonna need to make a bunch of machines. Carpenter. That's mostly it. We'll need a carpenter, the thermionic fabricator, and we're going to need to make some bog. Just got slammed into those spikes. I'm going to save that for just a little bit later. Which, just a little bit later at this point, there's like 20 or so minutes until I plan to end the stream. I could try to speedrun it. I think I'll just stick with this other idea that I had and am now executing without saying anything, which is to make something to vacuum up those mob drops. Normally you would use an absorption hopper for that, which is like a modern version of a vacuum hopper, which it picks up items in an area. But that requires some stuff that we don't have right now, so I'm going to use the thermal expansion vacuumulator instead, which is exactly the same. It does exactly the same thing, but it's made out of materials that we actually have, so we're going to be using those. We're going to be using that. A couple of these. There. Use of that tin and that glass, which is going to take a little bit. Can make that. That. Theoretically, hello. Theoretically, we could also, actually I want to kill that with my bare hands. Hold on. Nope, no. Oh wait, okay, good. Okay, so normally it requires you, Endermen only drop Ender Pearls if they get killed by a player. Like, if they just hit the ground too hard, then it won't actually give you anything. But the spikes, I assume, are programmed to to like, tell the game that it counts as a player kill. So that's useful. Quite useful. Let's see. Theoretically, I could just use hoppers for that. For the picking up items. I'm going to Choose to do it this way because thermal expansion is like my favorite little mod. So put this here. Alright, rotate it. I guess it doesn't need rotating. Now that guy's gonna get killed. And it goes in here. Right? It goes in here. It didn't drop anything. Sure, alright, fine. We'll make another one of those storage crates so that I can store the drops. There we go. Working as intended. Put that there, it automatically outputs it into there. And that will just store up a whole bunch of mob drops while we're doing something else. Very useful. I love automation. Make some more of this copper too. Where were we? Well, that took much less long. That did not take nearly as much time as I thought it would. I don't know how much time I thought it would take. So I guess I'm going to spend the last 20 or so minutes of this stream trying to get that greenhouse fan. So, first step of that, I'm going to... I guess I'll get the, I'll try to get the... Good plan, good plan. Thank you, thank you. Try to get the peat. We have to make a bog. Which means I need to make more water. So I only have the one block. There's the normal vanilla way to do that, which is just get a cauldron, take some water bottles from the water block, put them into the cauldron, take a bucket to take it out, right? To duplicate from one, but there's also here. Put this here. That's plenty. Voila. And it failed to consume either of the ingredients, so now we have 3 buckets of water, and also one of them is stacked, and another empty bucket. I noticed that's a glitch that happens frequently with the powered crafting table, and I think this is the latest version of the pack 2, so if it ever got fixed, it should have been by now. Gee, Dale, how come Mom let you have 3 buckets of water? Find some place to sit down in a... Voila, water on tap. Alright. Gonna want to make bog earth now. Bog earth. Bog earth is sand and dirt and water. Very, very easy. Okay. That's my copper. It's nice having the automatic power generation up because you can just I can just set something up there and forget about it. Alright, that should be enough. It says that you need to place this near water. There. Of course, we're going to have to break that back down at some point. So, but while that is growing, that'll gradually turn into the peats that we need. While that is growing, we will get to the other part of that. We need the carpenter, which is bronze, more bronze, and glass. Really just keep a stock of glass around. Bronze is very simple to make. It's some iron and tin, not iron, copper and tin, which we have tons of both of those. Boom. Boom. Okay. Put this here. It's not the most elegant place to put it. It's working, slowly working. So that will let us make, what will it let us make? There. Camouflaged paneling. We need various dyes. Need a variety of dyes. Can I get those flowers just from here? Gross scorching sounds. I'll give you some more gross scorching sounds. There. Do I have any? I don't have any copies yet. This is an extremely inefficient use of the bone meal, because there's like only 4 blocks of grass here. Blessed pickup sounds. There. But that's it's fine that we're wasting the bone meal, because we can. There's other fertilizer we can make that does the same stuff. So we got plenty of dandelions. It does not solve the... It's not an immediately accessible way to solve the red dye problem. Beetroots. Red artificial dye. Pigment. Well, I guess I'll be making... That's enough sand. I guess I'll be making some of said fertilizer. So I'm going to go ahead and use up the rest of that. Just to see... Oh, there we go. Wonderful. Except that we need 2 of it. Can we duplicate that in any way? Now we can squish it. I'm going to squish it. Need more iron. those. That's enough. This is a fun little machine. So, confirm it's not that I can like grow the poppy into. No, I cannot. Okay. Put the poppy in there and just jump on it. And then it squishes it. That makes more than enough dye. Hooray. We can do the same thing with the dandelion, except that, I mean, we don't need to, but I'm going to because it's fun. Button. Give it a redstone signal, resets it. Jump on the actual. There. Nice. Actually, I'll let that keep running. We can probably we can't really have too much iron. So that is not growing very quickly. Oh well. So, last we need a little bit of lapis. Just that little bit of lapis. That is enough. Keep putting that on iron. Now, camo. Like that. And we need to power it too. Let's see. Do I have any more of those? Yes, we have this. I'll go ahead and use that to make one more, another furnace generator. So I can put that there. Take some of that. There. Voila. And that. 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 Right. Right. Biomass. Okay, so this recipe requires biomass for some reason, which means that we need to make the fermenter as well, which is just more bronze, basically. Cook up some more glass and carpenting. So specifically we're gonna need 8 for the casing, then 16 for the rest of the stuff. No problem at all. Put that, that. Put a bunch of this stuff away. Right, okay. That, make these gears, make that casing, glass, firm, enter. Now enter firm. So this, you take basically just various plant things, all kinds of plant things, except for like the one plant thing that I can easily duplicate right now, which is carrots. Put it with some water and make some biomass. Sapling, water, and some kind of fertilizer. Okay. So we need to make some of this fertilizer. Wonderfully useful. Then just 1 bucket of water and 2 saplings should be enough. There. Right. Actually, I need more because it needs to be a full bucket full. Infinite carrots. Yes. Go back. So now, that should be enough. Right? Yes, there we go.
These are so fun because you can gather crystals and stuff.
Pick that up. Yeah. I just did that to empty out the tank. So now... there. All that stuff in. Begin to craft it. I believe we only need...
slow people. Step outside the elevator for a second.
That will make our camouflage paneling, which will make the bricks, which will make the fan. Okay, actually, we cannot do that right now. The bog earth is still growing very slowly. We do need to make one more machine. Thermionic fabricator, which needs gold. So we're going back to the nether. Now it's about 6, and we just reached another sizable obstacle. I'm going to call that the end of the stream for now. So in the background, oh yes, my sister is there. She is gaming as well, doing her own thing. Okay, so gonna take a bit of a look around here about what we've built so far. What we've built so far is a bunch of squares, but you know what? That's normal for Minecraft. Check on what the mob farm produced. This has been a lovely experience. It's Gaming Thursday. Good stream. Thank you so much. Thank you all so much for coming. I'll enjoy doing this I've enjoyed this quite a bit. Catch it earlier next time. Yeah, I might reschedule it, depending on who's coming. If it's possible, I'd like to get some of my other Tumblr mutuals to be able to attend. I don't know what their schedules are. But yes, this has been lots of fun. I got to do gaming with you guys. Very pleasant. Alright. Do the transition. Okay. Just let us know. Understood. Alright. Have a good rest of your week, everyone. Thank you all for attending. I'm going to stop the stream in like 5 seconds.